think it's happening. Okay, welcome everybody to Houston. We have a problem. Today, we're going to be doing our raffle for everybody donating on Tuesday. Sorry I didn't do a show yesterday. Ended up being an okay day. Monkey Butt and I finally got our Asian pear fix and our secret tree in Georgetown, and then went out to dinner with a friend for her birthday. So, here we go. Shall we start off with the raffle? We can start off doing that. I forgot to actually load up the raffle page. I do that by going to main picker. That's right. So, Chrome. Get to random name picker. There we go. Okay. So, I got everybody's names loaded into ye old Google Sheets. Highlight them all. Copy. Drop them into random name picker. Bam! Wait, did it just give me like thousands of... Oh, it did. Okay, so who was the last one? Darren Saunders? No, Globetrotter was the last one. Okay, so everything down here has got to go away. Otherwise, we're going to be picking blank names. And delete one more. Okay, so get everybody in there. This I've got 10. Let me double check. Make sure I don't give away too many. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, I have 10 codes, Blue Sky invite codes to give away. So let's do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Ding! Hey, look at that. Rosa wins one. Okay, so Rosa, make my new list here. Rosa, I can take her name off. Found the purple cat pen. Also found the head of the black cat pen, so we're good to go. All right, so Rosa, remove name from list. Did you remove all the names, or did this remove her name once? If she gets it again, we'll just have to keep going until she just... All right. Dun, 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 dun. Money over mayo. Woo! So, money over mayo. Remove name from list. Okay, got 8 more to go. Who else is going to win? Oh, it's so exciting. Raffling away the ability to talk to people. Chris Taylor. That's good. He had a healthy donation. Very healthy donation. Okay. Remove. And go. Meatball Candy gets our 4th one. Remove name. Blink. Go. Got 4 more to go. No, 6 more to go. Sorry. SJ. SJ also had a really nice donation, so I'm glad some of the heavy hitters the odds are playing in their favor here. So bye-bye, SJ. Go. That's 5. Got 5 more to go. Don Caesar Shadem. Don C's. Okay, removing Don. You've been removed, Don. That's 6. Dun, da, da. Jigish Shukla. All right, Jigish. Also had a really nice donation. All right. We'll remove Jigish. That's 7. I already forgot to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, so 3 more. 3 more Blue Sky code invites to be given away. Ludicrous speed. Okay, that's 8. And bing! Winner. I guess we'll do that one again, since that there's no name there. We'll try that again, shall we? Martin Irvine, there we go. Sorry, whoever might have been that last one, nothing showed up. So Martin Irvine, and for the last, Blue Sky invite code goes to... Oh, we have to remove Martin's name first. Bye-bye, Martin. Goes to... Vera Nokem. Nokem. Vera. Noke. Ham. All right. If you are one of those 10 people, send me a DM. Probably best way is through the Reddit messaging portal, and I will get you a Blue Sky invite code. Yeah, congratulations to those 10 winners. If you don't want one, let me know. We'll do another raffle later. Let me remove Vera's name from here. So I'll keep this page up and try not to close the window because oops. So that if you don't want it, we can do a raffle again later. Yeah. First name, last name. We'll take the Blue Sky invite if they don't want it. Cool. Yay! Hooray! Way to go, everybody. Oh, you know what? I think this intro might be on. This will be my intro. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. Shabam. All right. So yes, if you're one of those folks, Rosa, I can contact Rosa. Money Vermeo, Chris Taylor, Meatball Candy, SJ, Don Caesar Shadem, Jiga Shukla, Ludicrous Speed, Martin Irvine, and Vera Nokem. So if you're one of those 10 folks, you got Blue Sky invite codes coming your way. But you got to contact me because otherwise I don't know how to get you the codes. Except for Rosa, I actually know how to contact Rosa. So, awesome. Yay! What's happening in the news? There's a glitch in the UK broker that was giving everybody like tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars for their Bed Bath & Beyond. And made everyone really excited for a moment, and then all of a sudden they realized that they couldn't do anything about it because it was not during trading hours and just a glitch. But, you know, it's basically glitches always seem to work to make it like people are suddenly millionaires. It's a very strange thing. Anything else to add for Monkey? I didn't really read the news much yesterday. I don't know. Let's go with the questions. J-Dog, go Mariners. Go Mariners. Robert Hurt, Rangers going to take it. Maybe. Robert Hurt, I missed the charity show Tuesday. Can I still donate and get on the raffle? Don't. No. Well, you can still donate, but the raffle part has finished. But you can click yesterday's link. You can still donate and raise money. We were at 1,700 and something. 1,780, I think, was... what did we raise? Let me go there. Click on that. Yes, my channel. Click on live. Charity Tuesday Maui Relief. What we do?
When you have the social credit system being put together.
Shut up, don't make sounds. We did 1,937. So we did another couple $100 after the end of the show. So we did almost $2,000. So yeah, you can still donate. You can still get in there. You can still donate. We're at $1,937. Fantastic. I think that makes it the fourth highest total we've ever done. First is St. Jude's. We did 3,909. Second would be for our earthquake relief for Turkey. Third would be a Second Story at like 2,200, which was the shelter for abused children. And now Maui. So congratulations. Way to go, everyone. And by all means, click on that. I'll put the link up here so you guys can get back to that one if you still want to donate and help folks who, you know, lost everything, including loved ones and homes and cars and such stuff. So the link's in the chat if you want to go and get it. All right. Danny Motes, Houston. Is the only way BBBYQ will be worthless is if the company is disassembled and shut down forever. That doesn't seem like it's happening, so it seems like a good investment still to me. Happy birthday. That's the way I see it. That you know, if the company disappears, they close the accounting, they close everything. then yeah, they've canceled the shares. But if they're going to be reorganized and emerge from bankruptcy, and they're going to do so via passing the company on to creditors, there's certain rules that say that shareholders must maintain at least 50% equity in the company if you do that. So there is a way for the company to emerge in some form under some name, and shareholders still own 50%, and the bondholders get 50%, and we move on from there, which is not too different from the number of outstanding shares and issued shares. So there's 700 and something million authorized shares, but there's 400 and something million traded. So there's a difference of about 300 million, which isn't too far from 50-50. So they may authorize another 100 million shares and make 50-50 and go from there. We should know more. The plan should be, I thought the plan to be getting announced today. If it pops up, by all means, send it my way. I'd love to read it, because on the 12th is the big hearing about the plan for reorganization. So, yeah, here we sit. J-Dog, can Firefly and Millennium give SpaceX some competition? I have no idea what either are building right now. Firefly rocket. Come on, I can type. Rocket company. Oh shit, I just did it from the random name generator. Alright, I just lost everybody's random names. Firefly Aerospace. Well, they got some rockets. They got some smaller ones. They're kind of like the Delta rockets, it looks like. Not super huge, which means they can launch satellites and stuff. 14,000 kilograms. That's not too bad for delivery to space. 28,000 pounds. I mean, if they can make it cost effective, yeah, they can definitely. A lot of SpaceX is subsidized right now by venture capital money and investors. So a lot of the costs that SpaceX claims are probably not super accurate. And then who's the other one? Millennium. Millennium Space Systems. Where's your then I have a Millennium Space Systems. Did I have a Wikipedia page yet? Nope. They don't have a Wikipedia page yet. But they're owned by Boeing, so they're definitely, I mean, they already are a competitor. Boeing does a lot of launches. Boeing designed, space shuttle and shit. So them and the Allied Alliance, they're doing some of the contracting for the moon systems. Yeah, they don't have a Wikipedia page yet? Crazy. All right. Weird. But can they compete? Yes. Elon's being investigated for a lot of stuff right now. For stock manipulation, for his contacts with Russia that he lied about, for, possibly being leveraged by China. Yeah, he's getting a lot of investigations, and he's getting a lot of lawsuits. And, he might lose ownership or chunk of ownership in Tesla simply because his $44 billion investment into Twitter has been such a disaster. So, if he loses Tesla stock, Tesla can no longer subsidize SpaceX and so on, get in trouble. So anything can be a competitor at this point. We are really, really early in the game for commercializing space. You can definitely have someone pop up with $1 bajillion and build something really cool and outcompete everyone if need be. Jason Blackwell, hey Rosa, I need your legal help. Houston threw sodium chloride at me, and that is assault. It's true. Scott Paul and GameStop price going to keep rising into earnings call? That happens a lot. And every single time it happens, except for the Q4 earnings call, the shorts hammer right back down again. And Q4 last year, I was like, they're going to do that. And then GameStop posted incredible earnings, and I did not win at all. If I just kept my calls, I would have made so much money. C'est la vie. Bill Coin, GME, same old, down and up, never exceeding 25 or so. Yeah, they are just even Steven, just trade sideways. That's what they do now. Hey, well, can we get a win and become rich already, please? Yes, please. First name, last name, Houston. I transferred my BBYQ from Fidelity to AST, but Fidelity never took the $100 on my account. I got a mail from AST stating that transfer was complete, and I registered a new account. Same thing happened when I did my Next Bridge. They said it was going to cost me $100. They transferred everything, never took the $100, so I bought 500 more Bed Bath & Beyond with it. Yeah. Oh, said oops. I mean MBHC. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. Coffee Donuts and Homer. Wonder if DRS of GME is causing the steady $20 to $25 channel. Sure is boring. You got me, man. You got me. I would want some volatility because it was really fun to play options while it was going like $300, $100, $300, $100. Like fortunes were to be made off of playing the options channel on that sucker. But it's gotten really calm as of late. Kelly Reed, major mortgage issuers, cuts back on disclosing information about homeowners with underwater loans, like watching a car wreck in slow motion, little by little, then suddenly all at once. China's doing the same thing. China has stopped reporting economic data. They stopped reporting unemployment of youth unemployment because youth unemployment skyrocketed well above 20%, which is brutal territory. They stopped reporting bank delinquencies. Oops. Right. Iggy sent me a great video the other day pointing out that most people in China don't invest in commercial banks. They put their money into shadow banks, which are like investment banks, money market account firms, things like that. And that these firms basically worked as Ponzi schemes. They guaranteed annuities of 7 to 9%, but so long as people were investing new cash in, they're paying out those annuities, and now they can't. They don't have money, and so they're just shutting down and just disappearing. They're burning Madoffing everyone. So, and thing is, like, regulation in China isn't a way that the stuff is insured. There'll probably be people who go to prison, but the rest of the Chinese governments can go, oh well. And as a result of Country Garden, Evergrande, bank failures, the real estate market just collapsing, China hitting peak population and now in a decline every year from going forward, means that foreign investment is pulling back really hard. I mean, why would you invest into Chinese companies or bonds if you know you're never going to get paid? So these banks, pension funds, sovereign wealth funds, investment firms, they're no longer spending money on China. So China is losing an incredible amount of foreign investment. And then exports from China are way down in every nation in the world except for Russia. And Russia does not have the type of economy that can make up for the fact that China's exports are down 10% across the board regarding like every nation on earth. Supply chain problems from COVID resulted in a lot of investment locally in different nations to build certain things that were being built overseas in China. So that means that they don't have to ask China to do it anymore. They're building it at cost, sometimes subsidized by their governments at home. So China's got some rough stuff happening right now. Kelly Reed, what would be a good hedge for market crash in your opinion? A slow and steady hedge, gold. gold's probably as low as it will be in the next 5 years. So, buy some gold. I'm getting a financial advisor. But a couple years after it crashes, that's when gold spikes, goes nuts, and it'll go up appreciable amount. If you know the market's going to crash, you do what Michael Burry did, which is buy puts on SPY. Now, he's losing currently, but his puts don't mature for a while. So he can still come out ahead majorly. But I bet he wishes he had bought twice as many at half the price as he has the moment. Yeah, right. But that's the case with buying puts and calls, is that you buy them and then the price always drops 20% before you ever see a realization out of it. Dimitri Maximoff, happy birthday, Houston. 3 weeks ago, JP Morgan told me I needed to set up an account in AST before they could DRS my shares. Today I called, they just DRS'd it, no problem. Weird. Yeah, they DRS, and then you get a letter from AST saying like, hey, all your shares got sent to us. Open your online account and create a username and stuff. That's how it went. Jigish Shukla, thanks for doing the charity show for Maui. Well, you're welcome. And contact me if you have a Reddit account or something by DM, or people sometimes send me messages via Instagram. Except Instagram's ability to notify me is terrible, and so it might be a day or two before I see it. And I'll get you a Blue Sky invite code, and you can use it or give it to somebody else or whatever. Do whatever you want with it. You're the winner. But thank you, Jigish. Okay, read what stock should we get to prepare for global recession? I mean, most everything goes down during recession except for perhaps these meme stocks that are probably going to have negative beta, meaning they're so over leveraged that the shorts are so over leveraged in these stocks that when their holdings go down, they're forced to close positions because, well, that's the risk they took. Like, if you're a worker and you work in a bar, right? The economy goes down. People go and drink because they're sad, right? They're like, I can't afford to do anything else. Might as well get drunk. And they come to the bar, and business at the bar is great. Then the economy does well. People go to the bar to celebrate, so the bar does well. Certain businesses weather the storm regardless, because you're going to celebrate with them or you're going to commiserate with them. One way or the other, they're going to do fine. Porn probably does great during times like that. You have to look at things like people aren't going to take grand adventures and vacations, but they'll take little local ones because that's what they'll be able to afford, right? They still want to get out of the house, but they can't afford to fly to Paris to do it. I'd look at stuff like that. Coffee, Donuts, and Homer. Make your wish list of top 10 stocks to buy after the market crash. My wish list? I would get big blue chip ones. Like Apple, Amazon, Costco, stuff like that. They'll be at the bottom. Target, they'll be at the bottom. And then when people start having discretionary income again, go right back up again. That's what I would get. Or just buy the SPY at the bottom. The absolute bottom. Get yourself some SPY, and it will go up 50 to 100% probably within a year. So, and then steadily rise from there. I mean, if you bought S&P 500 March of 2009, when the Dow was at like 6,000, I mean, you'd be up 5x if you didn't reinvest your money. You'd probably up 20x if you reinvested everything, all of your dividends. So you're gonna do fine. All you need is a set amount of wealth to coast off of, and that's what rich people do. They take this chunk, they invest it, it does things, and then they enjoy their lives, pretending like they're working hard. Oh, it's so hard managing a household and servants. But that's where you are. I lost my spot. Dmitry Maximov, did you hear about the guy who's afraid of hurdles? He got over it. Jason Blackwell, do you see what you started? You're like mad cow disease. Like, you guys are just drilling holes in my brain. Dmitry Maximov, I was in Germany last summer and tried their signature dishes. Had the sausage. It was the worst. My friend Bobby had a restaurant in Seattle called The Worst Place, and they just sold nothing but bratwurst. It was delicious. Awesome mustards there too. But he was in South Lake Union, and the building he was in got sold so they could build some high-rise for Amazon. So ceased to exist. But then Bobby managed to get, when they legalized pot in Washington, he got the license for the only bakery allowed to bake marijuana goods in the state of Washington. And then I'm pretty sure the mafia paid him a fortune for his bakery after a couple of years. And so now he just looks like he does road trips. So, way to go, Bobby. Sometimes he watches this show. So if I'm talking about you, Bobby, did the mafia buy your cookie shop? I have no idea. But I assume you did well on it because you do a lot of driving. First name, last name, Houston, can you explain GMGF warrant share thingy? Can I still buy into that? I have no idea if they fulfilled yet, if they sold them all. I've not heard anything about it one way or the other. But they were doing a direct share offering to raise money because, you know, they're a new company. They got their factory done, and now they need to make stuff. So they need to make those batteries. And they were selling, it was like one share for one warrant share. Or sorry, you buy one share, you get a warrant share with it, which means it's a share you can exercise at a later date. So basically, in the end, for the price, you're getting like 1.5 shares for every share. Because again, when you exercise the warrant, it's going to cost you money just like a call option would. So you're getting like 1.5 shares per share. They announced that a few weeks ago. I know that volume went up on the company and the price went down as a result because, you know, they're diluting. But I don't know if they finished yet. You may want to talk to your broker and see if they're still offering that, because I think it might be a way you buy from the company directly and not from the exchange to get that done. So I would call your broker and be like, "What's up with this?" And they can look into it. Again, like, your broker might not be able to get it because it is traded on a Canadian exchange and not an American exchange. So if you aren't in Canada, or the broker that has international privileges, like I get mine through Fidelity, you might have some issues trying to get that stuff. Scott Pollan, GameStop earnings released after hours on September 6th. No conference call. 6.9 for the euros. 9.669. What date is the 6th? The 6th is Wednesday, a week from yesterday. Okay, so that's the earnings. So maybe today's Thursday. I might do some weeklies on GameStop next week. Let's see what happens. Oh, and there's the reset of the chat. Ding dong. Okay. All right, there's the Germany joke. GameStop earnings, locked and loaded. Okay, first name, last name. The longer a meme stock plays dry out, the more I'm convinced the system will never let it happen. Really weird that GME didn't even make a fuss about the dividend fuck up, MMTLP swept under the rug, etc. I mean, that's their game. They want to draw this out as long as possible until people just go and give up, right? And right now we don't have the weight we did 2 years ago when we had COVID money coming in, and you have millions of people dropping thousands of dollars each into buying stocks in a short period of time, just causing just mayhem and volatility. We don't have that right now. People's savings are drying up. Their incomes are totally flat. Inflation's making their costs rise to the roof. Their debt's going up. So there is not the amount of money that retail has to play with right now like they did 2 years ago. So that's one reason why we're not seeing as much crazy volatility across the board. So, and we're looking at student loans are going to start up again, and people are going to lose even more money towards that. So one thing that will happen is cars are going to get repossessed like crazy. You're going to look at repossessions, probably unprecedented levels of repossessions of cars, because people all of a sudden are paying $500 a month on student loans and not be able to pay the $500 a month for the car they need. So we're going to see repossessions. We're probably going to see used car prices begin to dwindle as that happens, and used car dealers' inventories go up. Meanwhile, major car manufacturers can't make new cars at a fast enough pace because they still can't get enough chips to do it. And the prices are insane for new cars, absolutely bonkers. The average new car, like 4 years ago, was like $29,000. Now it's like $50,000 in just a few years. That's unsustainable. That's almost to the point where the government needs to step in and put price controls on vehicles. Like, they make so few cars, and it seems like some of these manufacturers are willingly making fewer cars, that like they don't make base models anymore. Used to be, I need a truck. You go to the dealership, they show you the nicest truck they have in the lot, and you go, can't afford that. What do you have that has like crappy roll-up windows and a manual transmission? Like, well, I've got this one. It is really cheap and it's a piece of crap. And you're like, I'm going to buy that one. They don't offer those ones anymore. They do not make them. The base model of the Ram 1500 in 2019, they made like 400,000 of them, right? They made less than 1,000 in 2023 of the base model of their Ram truck, because they want all the trucks to have the big giant computer screens and the massaging chairs and the, leather and all this fancy stuff. Because cars are so rare right now. New cars are so hard to find because they're all like pre-ordered and everything, that people paying top dollar. And if they have to pay top dollar, they're not going to pay top dollar for a piece of crap base model. They're going to buy the nicest one because the price difference is going to be enough. So that's what they're doing. And then you have like Ford, who, wow, guys at Ford sometimes don't make any sense. Like, was it Bill Ford Jr. a few years ago was like, hey, Ford, the future is going to be making fuel efficient cars, green factories, and taking care of our employees. And the board was like, get the fuck out of here. And then they brought in a new group, and this new group was like, we're getting rid of every model of passenger vehicle. We're going to sell only trucks, SUVs, and the Ford Mustang. That's it. And Ford is dying right now. Why? Because a huge portion of your sales, if you're a car company, is to rental car platforms. Hertz, Enterprise, Budget, Dollar, all those companies, right? They buy billions of dollars of passenger cars every year because they need to have some cars they can rent out. And if you don't make a car that can be rented out, they're not going to spend billions of dollars a year buying your cars. So you cannot get a Ford Focus or a Taurus when you go to the rental place. That used to be standard cars you'd get when you rent. They'd be like, for $15 a day, you can get a Ford Focus or equivalent. You rent it in your kayak account or whatever. And then when you show up at the airport, that's the one you get. So they were looking at consumer trends and not a huge bulk of their orders, right? A huge bulk of Ford's orders for a long, long time were Ford Crown Victorias, police interceptors, right? We saw them for 20 years everywhere. Fucking police interceptors all over the place, taking people, police officers driving everywhere. Whenever you would get a town car, you literally get a Lincoln Town car going to and from the airport or the taxi or whatever, right? They don't make the town car anymore. So all of the town car and limo drivers, what are they driving? Not a town car. You destroyed guaranteed income by being like, we're just going to access. But you had billions of dollars of those things sold every year on that platform. And now you make some trucks and SUVs while gas prices are $5 and $6 a gallon in half the country. And what? The Ford Maverick's really successful. Gasp. People want a small truck? Like they did for fucking 50 years. And you guys made all these small trucks, medium and large size trucks? Wow. I could buy a truck got 30 miles per gallon in 1988, and then I couldn't until 2023. It's amazing how people like want small things to get good gas mileage. They always have. But the marketing dudes think, oh, no one's going to buy this. Let's make it bigger and larger engine and have it suck down fuel like crazy and cost 4 times as much. It's nuts. I don't know how I got on that. Why did I get on that tangent, monkey? I don't know. For some reason. Scott Pollen, why is Gmail under extreme scrutiny? They can't take the liberties that smaller companies with little brand can take. It is amazing. Like, when you look at the market cap of companies that do $5 billion to $6 billion a year in sales, GameStop is they're not that high. Their market cap is what, 10 billion right now. GME market cap 5.65 billion. Their market cap is pathetic. 5.65 billion. So basically, for every $1 of revenue, they have $1 of market cap. That is terrible. Companies like Chewy do about the same sales, and it's 5 to 1. They have $5 in market cap for every $1 in revenue. And you got companies that have huge amounts of debt that do 5 to 6 billion a year in sales, and their market cap can be 30, 40, 50 billion dollars. That's bonkers. Absolutely nuts. 5.65 billion. I mean, just naturally it should be about 30. Doing 5 billion a year to 6 billion a year in sales and having no debt. I wonder what will happen if they announce a dividend. Bill Coyne, economic crash, stocks, Prozac, and any alcohol company, porn streaming companies, sex, lube, and toy companies, any YouTube, how to get rich channel, etc. It's probably, yeah. Got to go for the was it the Vice fund? There's a hedge funds that only invest in Vice stocks, like cigarettes and booze and porn. Trey Spider Houston, did you ever touch base with Rosa about the MMTLP? I think she did a live show the other day. I didn't get to see it because I was on a walk with Monkey. I'll have to check it out. But I think she went on YouTube and she did a question and answer for folks. And yeah, so I'll have to check that out and see if she chit-chat. I'll have to contact her because she won a Blue Sky invite code. I don't know if she'll use it, but I'll get her one. Yogi Acme Partner 911 Inform was on CBS. I don't quite know what that means, but awesome. Okay. Hey, hey. Got coordinates. Fantastic. Okay. I really don't know what this is. Well, let's find out what it is, shall we? Google Earth that sucker. Oops, Google Earth, you're on the wrong screen yet again. And blink. There we go. Okay. Bam, bam, bam. Shaboom. We are at a mountain. We're in a mountain. Where are we? Venezuela or Guyana? Couldn't quite tell. Looks like South America somewhere. We are in the mountain range. In Venezuela. Okay, so we're up on these tabletop mountains. This is like where Angel Falls and stuff is, I believe. Can't tell what this is. Well, can the little guy go down there and tell us? What are we looking at? We are looking at a hill. I can tell what it is. It is a mountain. So, oh wait, I did it wrong. I accidentally highlighted. That's supposed to be a 4 and not 48, not 8. Ha! Let's do that. Okay. That'll help. if I enter the correct thing. Slap. I have no idea where we ended up. I was not paying attention. This looks like one of those stickers that says coexist. Is this like a Bahia worshipping place? Very hippie, whatever it is. Can we get down to? Can we be people down here? No, this is someone's backyard, so can't see what it looks like. Exit ground view. All right, so it looks like a private home. What is up with all these holes? That's the weirdest looking farm field ever. Bunch of circles. What is that all about? We have one of those coexist stickers. Very hippie, showing the symbols of all the major religions. We have, well, I don't know what that is. That's something. But it looks like they do a lot of designs on their grounds. This looks like a private house. So yeah, that looks like one of those coexist stickers. How accurate. Coexist sticker. It looks like sort of one of these. Right? Coexist mandala. Yeah, there's a coexist mandala, kind of similar. We have other images of them. There's coexist. Yeah. There might be Bahia. Bahia, they believe that all religions are correct. I had a friend that grew up Bahia faith, was like a missionary, and they're not allowed to tell you about the religion unless you ask them about it, and then they won't stop talking about it. So, yeah. So there's one of those coexist things with a peace sign in the middle. It's kind of what it looks like. Something similar to that anyway, or like their own version of it. Might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Might be like a clock. Might be set up like zodiac signs or something. Interesting. Well, looks like this one looks like the Star Trek emblem. You have crescent moon. You got the yin yang. You got some crosses. You got lots of crosses. So maybe this represents like Orthodox Catholicism and Protestantism or something. I don't know necessarily what those ones might stand for. I'm not worldly enough. Yeah. Hey, I don't know. I don't know. It's cool looking though. See from space. This dude's now internet famous. Way to go, buddy. Picklepotamus. Eyeball, lips, eyeball. Indeed. Money over mayo. I'm a G. It's happening. And you got yourself a blue sky invite, so good job. Trey Spider, I was wondering why RC never made a big stink about GME Splividan. Me too. That seems like if something could easily just hammer and be like, get this shit straight, dudes. But maybe they're just adding it to a list, and then they'll present the list all at the end. I don't know. Or they might just not care. Andrew Stewart, Houston, watched the Venture Brothers movie yet? I've not watched the Venture Brothers movie. I have not watched the Metalocalypse movie yet either. All right. There's Chris Taylor celebrating his win. Yay! Okay. Money, first name, last name, give everyone all the congratulations in the world. J-Dog, pilots caught Hurricane Idella putting on a crazy display of St. Elmo's fire. Well, that'd be cool. I'll check out a video of that. Isn't Blue Sky a skiing area at Vail? That might be that too. Moon. Think we really need to transfer MMTLP to AST? What if we get the 2 days of trading after Rosa wins ducked up if they just delete positions of formerly MMTLP left in brokerages? Not right. That's why I registered, because the stock has zero value, which means if the brokers really want to, they could just delete it from your account and be like, sorry, it wasn't worth anything. So, and that seems like a lot of them will be doing exactly that. So if you get 2 days trading back, fantastic. I might be able to transfer back to Fidelity if that's the case, or do a pain in the ass sale through AST's portal. TradeSpider, how long do we have to transfer to AST? 60 days from when the S1 is approved. So they should hear back about the S1 sometime in the next couple of weeks from the SEC. They may have to do some amendments to it, so it may take a while. But when it finally is approved, it's 60 days. That's what they said in their question and answer Q&A. Bitcoin. Wall Street Journal articles. Card possessions up. Average monthly payment, $750. Cars are way overpriced. They expect economic downturn 2024. Expect car price crash and domino effect. I agree 100%. Trying to think back, like 20 years ago, if you're paying $750 for a car, you're getting like a Lotus or a high-end Mercedes, right? Not a Chevy Malibu. So, yeah, car prices are absolutely stupid. Just so dumb. Just so dumb, right, monkey? Oh, look at your little face. Look at your stupid little face. I just love. Oh, such a rubby face. It's the best face to rub. It is. Look at that, right there. Yeah. She's been staring at me. I have to give her the attention she deserves because she's a good dog who went on like what? What do you think we did yesterday? Probably like 15 miles. Yeah. It was a good walk. The homeless people had eaten a lot of the really good Asian pears, but I was able to jump and get a few of them. And for some reason, Monkey was like, no, I'm good. Normally she eats that stuff up. She loves fruit, but not this time around. Okay. Do you reach maximum off GNS? I guess shorts don't have to cover. Not yet. Remember, you got to wait like 90 days until they're in default. And that's when shit gets real. So GNS saw some pops last week, or this week. Bing! Yeah, hammered back down again today. So, whoops. Google Earth, you're not supposed to be on. Bam. Hammer back down. So you can see the last month, right? We were at 54 cents, flew high into the dividend, and then right back down again. I would think the next pop you're going to see is 3 months from now. That's when lenders are and brokers who had to deal with FTDs are going to be like, we need that shit. So we're going to close you out unless you can figure out how to get us that stuff. And they're not going to be able to because it's a coupon. It's a digital coupon. So they're going to have to force close these positions at some ridiculous price probably to make up for it. So that's what GNS is waiting on right there. Oh, J-Dog, I appreciate what you did for the Be Big community, helping get the GoFundMe more publicized. Has there been a ruling? I haven't, because I'm not on Twitter. I don't see the updates off them, J-Dog. But has there been a ruling about the receiver? Someone sent it my way. Martin Weiss, favorite Bond? Daniel Craig. Like people say, oh, Sean Connery. But like Daniel Craig was so gritty and brutal and like jumping through walls and crap. He was the most exciting Bond, hands down. George Lazenby was a goofball. Like, you know, Pierce Brosnan, he brought it more into the action era, I think, than any other. But the most recent iteration are just dark and brutal, and were filmed so well, especially Casino Royale. Casino Royale is just a brilliant movie. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. The younger generation of Broccolis, that's the family that owns the rights to the James Bond films, they really seem to be like tuned in as to like what works, and they did a great job. Martin Weiss, UBS posted huge profits. My put is pretty much worthless. How? How they post huge profits? How? Martin, something fishy's got to be going on if UBS posted huge profits. Javier, good day, Houston. I tried transferring MMTLP shares of Fidelity, and they said it's not possible because AST is not an authorized broker. Any thoughts on what to do? Okay, so they transferred just fine for me, so you can tell them that. What I did was I opened up my app on my phone. I selected, it's like the little account thing, and then there's a contact us. I hit that. And then under contact us, it lists like, do you want to do a chat with a robot? Do you want to email somebody? Do you want to call? I hit call. It dialed that phone number. The robot asks why I'm calling. I said to direct register shares. And then the robot asked, do you want to transfer shares into Fidelity, out of Fidelity, or something else? And I said something else. And then it took me to a human being. And that human being was like, oh, so you want to direct register shares today? I said, yes. In S1 on NextBridge Hydrocarbons was released, asking everyone to direct register their shares because they're going to be offering a share dividend in a new subsidiary only to those who are direct registered. And the person said, give me a minute, let me look up the S1. And then I was on hold for a few minutes with the terrible music playing. And then they came back on like, excellent, I read the S1, we can do this for you. It's a charge of $100. So you have to have $100 in your account to do it. It's going to be paper shares, get sent to AST. And then they asked me all these things and I agreed to it. And then they gave me a confirmation number and that was it. That's how it worked. So do that. just do that and you'll be okay. Call the number through your app. Because it worked for me. I know it worked for Julio. I know it worked for others that are in Fidelity. So if they're doing it for them, then they can do it for you too. Martin Weiss, ever tried blindfold archery? You'll never know what you're missing. Oh my gosh. When the Germans come in with the puns. Just, oh my gosh. All right. Coffee, donuts, and Homer. LinkedIn just sent me an email saying inflation ticked up in July. More interest rate increase pending? Yes. They cannot have it. They cannot have it going up. They have to have it going down. Inflation has to be at 2% before they stop raising interest rates. So expect more brutal interest rate raising. Karen Mercer, Rose is doing a YouTube about her filing and taking questions this week. Excellent. Karen Mercer, please don't give me a Blue Sky code. I'm online already. Did I have you on there, Cameron? Oh, you're one of the winners, so we're okay. All right. Money for Mayo, do you know what 50 Cent did when he got hungry? 58. Just homicidal thoughts just roaring through me right now. Martin Weiss, apparently the sales numbers of Hot Pockets are directly correlated with the number of people on financial assistance. I would not doubt that at all. I did a project, or not so much project, more like an applied math lesson for my algebra class. And this is when I was teaching at the Art Institute, so I had like film majors and fashion marketing people and stuff like that. And I always told the students, like, anything I teach you in this algebra class that you think you will not use in your career, by all means, ask me to prove it, and I'll prove it to you. And so I had this fashion marketing person who was like, "Well, I'm never going to use this far." And I was doing a cost-benefit analysis parabola, like, trying to figure out what price you need to make your product versus how much money you'll make and how many sales you'll have. And there's you take two linear equations and where they cross is the top of the parabola and so on. And I got into this tangent and I showed them the correlation between UGG sales and St. Valentine's Day. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, women without boyfriends, like single women, don't buy UGGs. And they're like, what? Yeah, that's just bullshit. And I was like, so I asked I had like 50 students in this class at the time. And I asked all the women in there when was the last time they wore UGGs and if they were single or had a boyfriend. And there were like 4 girls wearing UGGs at the time in the room. All 4 of them had boyfriends. And all the girls who weren't wearing UGGs Of them, like 17 were single, and asked if they owned Uggs. They're like, yeah, I own some Uggs. And I was like, when's the last time you wore them? And they're like, like 2 years ago. I was like, did you have a boyfriend 2 years ago? And they're like, yes. I'm like, there you go. Single women don't wear Uggs. They just don't. Women who have a man are comfortable enough they can wear Uggs and trot around and do that because they got their man. And so I brought up all the sales stats for Uggs and showed that Ugg sales dropped considerably after February 14th because a lot of people get dumped right before Valentine's Day. It's like the biggest period to dump people outside of like Christmas. And single women don't buy Uggs, but women who have a boyfriend do. And it's weird to see like when you get those correlations, you know. That's your Freakonomics stuff. Have you guys ever read Freakonomics? That's one of those Freakonomic things. Did you go say hi to the cat? Is that what you did? Yeah? All right. Where's the cat? Kitty. Kitty cat. Meow. Where's the cat monkey? Did you chase him away? He's not going to come visit us? Frozen State Productions. How does GME spike or will it? DRS has killed volatility where everyone here hates AMC, but short interest yesterday was at 290%. I own both, by the way. We'll have to see what happens with short interest as dilution begins. Does it go up? Does it go down? Does it stay the same? That's, I think, going to be the big question for AMC. Will they dilute at $10 a share? Or will they wait for the price to go up before they dilute? I have no idea what's in Adam Aron's head. My guess is whatever is the dumb thing to do is that's what he's going to do. But that's just from witnessing personal experience. Coffee Donuts and Homer. I tried to get Kroll to tell me if RC or ICANN were creditors for BBYQ, but the rep was on to me and said wouldn't say. That to me is a glomar. I can neither confirm nor deny this information. Look at this dog over my shoulder. You know what dogs over the shoulder deserve? Is that what dogs over the shoulder deserve? Huh, monkey? Should I make you happy early in the show? I can put it back. Oh, yeah. There's one there. And there's a bunch of pieces of one. Okay. Yeah? Is this what you're excited about? A little wrinkly bag snack time? How about some small ones first? Want a small one? Oh, whoa. You can one. Go on, get this one. I want to get it. Oh, that's it. Okay. Come up and get it. Yeah, come up and get it. Come up and get it. Oh! Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Figure it out. You can figure it out, can't you? It's right there. It's right there. It's so close. Oh. Oh. Okay, good job. All right, into the Jaws cam. Dun-dun. Okay. You haven't had one of those in a while. We've not been feeding you properly. She was panic attacking on Tuesday during the thunderstorm, so she didn't want to eat anything. Coffee Donuts and Homer. Oh, it's the Kroll one. Is the one. Trey Spider. Who's Kroll? Kroll is the firm that's guiding Bed Bath & Beyond through bankruptcy. They're also doing Sears as well. Martin Irvine, Houston. Just catching up on the show now. Thanks for letting me win the raffle, but I'm good. So feel free to redraw another Blue Sky code. Dang it. Okay, so Martin Irvine does not need one. Where's my pen? There's my pen. Martin Irvine. Which means I now have to figure out how to go back to... Are the names still in here? Looks like they are. Excellent. Okay. So we can still do a raffle. The names are still in here. All right. Ready? Shall we figure out number 10? Bing! Deck P! Europe's own Deck P. So Deck P. Bam. All right. If everyone else is on that list who doesn't want it, remove name. I'm going to open a new window just in case I don't lose it again. There we go. Yay, Deck P. Coming in as a Miss Universe runner-up, I guess would be, because the queen stepped down. All right. Blank. Houston, E-Trade is telling me I need to get physical certificates to transfer next bridge to AST. What do I need to tell them specifically? I don't know about E-Trade itself, but literally I told the person on Fidelity, I said, hey, there is an S1 that was released by NextBridge Hydrocarbons, and they will look that up. Click, 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 they'll read the S1. In the S1, it says, hey, register your shares if you want this share dividend. And they're going to have to do that. Now, they have a question answer you can send them to. I don't remember the exact link for it, but I'm sure you can Google it. And you can have the broker on the phone look at the question answer, and it tells them, hey, you guys have physical shares. You take those physical shares, you put them in the mail, and you send them to AST with that person's name and account number. And then AST gets it, and then they contact the client and let them know they got all their shares and to make an account. So that's it. The frequently asked questions should be able to get you there. Should be able to Google. Let's see here. Next bridge hydrocarbons announces this is PNS Newswire. This is the announcement of it. This is never mind. That's not what I'm looking for. Next bridge hydrocarbons FAQ AST provides answers. Here we go. This is it. Next bridge hydrocarbons provides answers to frequently asked questions from a subscription rights offering announced on July 26, 2023. So I'll post the link here in the chat. You can send the link to your broker, and it'll tell them exactly what they're supposed to do and how to do it. And if they tell you can't do it, then they obviously can't read, and they shouldn't be your broker. You should call somebody else and have them do it. So there you go. That's where you should go. Frozen State Productions, I figured out gravity. It's simply buoyancy and density. Learn this from a Bible-based flat earther. That's a beautiful way to describe the effects of gravity and not gravity itself. Buoyancy and density only come into play when there's gravity. So you can have objects that are different densities and different buoyancies in a non-gravitational environment, and they will not behave like they do here on Earth. So you can bring that back to your flat earther and have them go, "Urgh?" Yeah, something's in a constant state of free fall. Buoyancy and density don't matter. Avocados, have you talked about another Blue Sky raffle? Would be fab if any winners have extra codes they don't need, could donate. Could be our own pyramid scheme until we get all the cool kids over there. I like it. Yeah, so all of you winners, when you'll get probably 2 codes by the end of the month. That will give us 20 to give away. Plus, I'll have another 2 by then, so 22. Any others who want to donate. So yeah, we can start. We can get a whole army going on over there. Join the cult. Yes, I like the way you're thinking there, Ava. Joey Geiger, thoughts and prayers from Maui. Thank you, my man. We raised almost $2,000. Did we get up? I don't know if anyone went to that link and donated more. I'm curious to see if they got in there. Channel 5. I'm just gonna make some sound here. Shut up, sound. Okay. Nope. No one fresh donated there, but still 1,937, almost $2,000. Nice job, everybody. Good job. That gets some food and clothes and stuff people need. So, did it. You did it. Yay. Sheep. Ducking cow. You. I always get disappointed at the coexist stickers that don't have a pentagram. It should, yeah. Why not? Right? You want to coexist? Coexist with everyone. Harper, by the time you get to this one, I'll be at my son's opening football game, Southeast Oklahoma. Replay will be good for a drive home. Have a blessed weekend. You too, Robert. Enjoy the football game. It's football season. I was just reading the Why Your Team Sucks essays that come out every year. They're always so funny. I got almost through the Seahawks one before the show started. I just think they're the funniest thing in the world. Coffee Donuts and Homer. Trade, not sure exactly. They are coordinating something behind the scenes. No, yeah, Kroll and Associates are the consultancy firms that have lawyers and all sorts of stuff, and they sort of handle your bankruptcy. That's what Kroll does. Aaron Saltine, when will the economy collapse so I can afford a house at 98% below its high today with more less money? Houston, home in California, too expensive. Also, the whole country. I mean, yeah. 2010, you could literally buy homes in Detroit for $1. $1 on eBay. Like, I just bought a home. Click, 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 click. For $1. Might be a couple of dollars here and there, processing fees and title transaction, all that stuff. But more or less, for under $1,000 in the end, with all the fees and taxes, you guys got a home, an entire house. It might smell like pee and have a dead hooker in the closet, and everything's been stripped by meth heads. But you have a piece of property somewhere. Those homes are now selling for $100,000. There, whoa! In 13 years, went from $1 to $100,000. They now have a TV show of these two guys that like live in the dilapidated home that they're remaking, and they do all the renovations, get the home updated, and then they sell it, and they buy the next one and do that. Detroit's up and coming in that way. So things will change. The economy will crash right back down again. You'll have crazy home developments like you did in 2008, 2009 that just become weird ghost towns where the homes either get finished, the people who bought the homes had their balloon mortgages and they all moved out. And so like you got entire neighborhoods outside of Stockton or Orlando that are just empty. Las Vegas. If you got cash, the time to buy, say the economy crashes this year, right? Fall 2023 is when the bottom falls out because China, real estate investment trusts, all that stuff just die. Cars getting repossessed like crazy. So the absolute bottom would be 3.5, 4 years later. So looking at 2027, 2028 is when the market will be at the absolute bottom. So if you can hold out till then, awesome. Before then, as people don't have cash, auctions are the way to go. If you aren't too picky and you're like, hey, I can buy 3 houses or whatever, auctions are going to be the way to go because people don't have cash in those times. They don't have the liquidity. And you can only buy those homes with cash. You can't get a loan to buy them. So you go to the courthouse steps, you have cash in hand or a cashier's check from the bank, you can buy yourself a home. And you can be sometimes the only bidder. Other people don't have cash to show up, so they're not going to show up the courtroom steps and make a bid in the house. So, the minimum bid is $25,000 because that's what they owe in taxes. I bid $25,000. No one else showed up. You just got a home for $25,000, right? So it pays to be cash rich when the economy's in the dump. So try to get there. That's the goal. Avocados. I wonder if nothing will happen until after the general election so as not to piss off Wall Street. Maybe after. I don't know if Wall Street can last that long. Right? I mean, the general election is still more than a year away, and they're going to have to deal with huge delinquencies of these bonds in China. China is in the process of defaulting on like $14 trillion in bonds, the majority of which are owned by Western institutions and investment funds. You've got like the nation of France sovereign wealth fund is invested in Chinese real estate municipal bonds that are not going to get paid. BlackRock, Wells Fargo, Citibank, Goldman Sachs, Royal Bank of Canada, teachers funds. These things are all invested in trillions of dollars in these municipal and real estate bonds in China, and none of it's going to get paid. So that's kind of the big pooper that the government, SEC, Wall Street, they don't have control over that. Eventually the money dries up. And once the money dries up for one of these banks, well, the jig is up. they have to announce that they themselves are defaulting and failing, and then they have to get seized by the FDIC, and then it can cause runs on other banks, and just cascades from there. Stephanie L. On September 12th, BBYQ comes and it's in our favor. What will happen next? Like, will we get a QSIP number? And there is talk about the shares becoming NFTs. I doubt the shares will become NFTs. I personally doubt that. My guess is that they'll present their plan for the 12th. They'll discuss the plan. The judge may ask if there are classes, and there's like 12 classes that can say no to the plan, and they have to go back and do some rejiggering to get it the way so that all the classes at least mostly kind of approve. And it sounds like the path forward will be something like, hey, we're going to set sail to all this debt over here, which is like what we owe for leases and stuff. You guys can deal with that. We're going to take the good stuff left of the company, and we're going to make a new company out of it. And half of it's going to be owned by these collateralized bondholders, these creditors. The other half is going to be owned by the shareholders. And because this is going to be a new company that encompasses this good stuff that we're taking out of it, we're going to issue new shares. So if you have a share of BBBYQ, you're going to have one share of company Y, or whatever they're going to call it. And then everyone will get their shares that way. So that's, to me, seems like the way it's heading now. I don't know exactly what they're going to be taking out of bankruptcy and what they're going to leave behind to sort of just flounder. But my guess is most of the leases they don't want are just going to be left to flounder, and the mall owners and stuff can fight over that. But they won't be able to do anything about the new entity that emerges because they have nothing to do with that stuff. This is where the opt-out comes in. If you want to opt out, you opt out of the right to sue what's left behind. That's going to be floundering with all these landlords. There's going to be no money in there. So what are you going to be suing? Nothing. But that's where you are. And I can't wait for the 12th to figure out what's going on. Aaron Salentine, Houston. Do you think Lind Capital will go bust when the economy goes out? So far, Finger has its VW type squeeze. All I have is 100 GME shares and 560 Finger shares. The last two stocks, I believe, will squeeze. I mean, if Lind is the one that's massively short on Finger, yeah, they're going to be kind of screwed. Finger's a very fast-growing company, and they are short, 140 million plus shares? Yeah, they're screwed if it does squeeze. OG Original Gorilla, Houston. I have a question. Could be huge. Where can we buy Boxed Q? Boxed Q? Boxed Q. It's worth 1/10,000th of a dollar. There's no news on it. It was at one time worth $11. Dropped to back in 2021. Dropped down to $1.93, and by July of last year is now fractions of a penny. I have no idea if it's a shitty stock like this. If it's a piece of crap like this, this is the type of stuff that Schwab usually does not care about. They do not care. You go to Schwab like, I want to buy this piece of garbage. And Schwab's like, don't care. Try to buy in Fidelity. Fidelity's like, this company is garbage. Are you really sure you want to spend your money on that? Because it's so garbage, I don't think we're going to let you do it. So Schwab would let you buy this piece of trash, most likely. Yeah. I don't even know what they did. They have no presence on the internet beyond people quoting a stock price that no longer exists. So, have at it. The income, they lost $26 million September 2022, and it looks like they don't exist anymore. So, The American online mobile membership free wholesale retailer that offers direct delivery of bulk packages via the Boxed app website. Boxed product offerings were being compared to that of Costco. Ah, so they're like an online Costco, and they don't exist anymore. Tried Chapter 11, failed to find a buyer in time, went Chapter 7 and gone. So they don't exist. March 2020, Box stopped taking orders on the website and got more than 24 hours without releasing public statement as to why. Later in the month, Box announced it was considering filing for bankruptcy protection, and the result subsequently caused stock to crash. On April 2nd, 2023, Box officially confirmed it was filing Chapter 11, announced that it would be winding down all retail operations. August 18th, 2023, Box was acquired by MSG Distributors, currently has plans to relaunch the brand later this year. Okay, so they did get bought up by somebody who's going to relaunch, but I don't know if any of the shareholders are going to benefit from that one. It may have been a fire sale and bankruptcy on that one because no one else wanted it. Interesting. Okay. I mentioned you on Instagram. I have trouble with Reddit. Thanks again, Houston. Okay, cool. I'll check my Instagram for that one. Original Gorilla just got bought by MSG. I want to look closer. It just came out of the expert market. Interesting. So the shares are going to be part of the new entity from MSG, or I'll have to look into that more. Aaron's Hunting, Houston, just a note, Lind Capital is short 167 million shares. Went up 20 million shares in 2 months. Lind Capital is stupid. Meow, hey cat. I love how ham followers only naked short positions, not real short. Yeah. Buy Blockbuster. Anyone know the file date for Next Bridge S1? That was end of July, I believe, like July 25th, somewhere around there. July 26th. July 26th. That's the date of this press release, anyway. Chris Handsome, 28. Houston, what do you make of Trump leading Biden in every major poll taking the United States? I would say that's not true. For let's see here. YouGov has Biden, Trump, even. Morning Consult has Biden above DeSantis. Morning Consult has Biden above Trump. Big Village has Biden above DeSantis. Big Village also has Biden above Trump. Big Village has Trump above Biden from back August 25th. Core Storage has Biden way ahead of Trump by about 20 points. Core Strategy, sorry. Emerson actually has Trump above Biden. And then Harris X, the day before, has Biden above Trump. That's just Alabama. That doesn't count. Ipsos has them neck and neck. Public Policy has Biden above Trump. Show more polls. McLaughlin Associates has them even. Yahoo News has Biden over Trump. Show and Cooperman Research, neck and neck. Morning Consult from August 20th, Biden over Trump. Marshall College, Biden over Trump. Emerson College, Trump over Biden from August 17th. That's a state one. That doesn't count. That's New York. That doesn't count. That's not national. Looks like, I mean, you got some evens, some Biden over Trump, some Trump's over Biden's. But the ones where Biden is over Trump, he's way over Trump. Like by 20 points. So, right. But my guess is that Trump is going to be convicted in one of these cases before then, and he'll be sentenced before the general election. So I think the Republican Party is going to be in absolute mayhem by then. Jose Rosario, Houston, with Bed Bath & Beyond Q, do you think that we will see it under 20 cents again? Also, how long after the court appears are you expecting to pop? September 12th, the final one, or just the plan? That's just the plan. If the plan's approved, things can go really fast from there. If it's not approved, they're going to have to rewrite it and submit it again. Try to get all the classes to approve it. I mean, I bought at 19 cents on Monday. It's at 21-ish right now. So, I mean, I would love for it to drop to a penny. That'd be fantastic. I will buy them all. But, you know, we're going to sit and wait on that one, right, Monkey? Woo! Right? Woo! The look gives me, she's like, don't do that. I do not approve. OG Gorilla, check out their website. Looks just like Bye Bye Baby website. Interesting. All right, OG, I'm looking at that more. Houston, did you hear about that 5-year-old boy from Seattle that started a lemonade stand and raised 16 grand a week for Maui? So amazing. You should Google it. It's heartwarming. Fantastic. That kid kicked our butts, that's for sure. Maybe he did it in, like, I don't know, Medina. Bill Gates bought a cup of lemonade for 16 grand. Way to go, little buddy. Chris Handsome, you lost the bet, friend. That's not the bet losing there. Guy who I know is exactly SS Minnow Johnson. They have to win, don't they? Okay, where am I? I got no more chats. I'm at the end. What? How'd that happen? Throw something at me. Throw something at me. Come on. Stephanie L. So the BBBY squeeze happened in between moving shares from one ticker to another. Also, what's to stop FINRA from putting U3 halt on it? FINRA will have a hard time putting a U3 halt on it because they'll be doing what happens with lots of stocks when they come out of bankruptcy. The U3 halt FINRA did against MMTLP, it was a unique situation. It was a stock that was being removed entirely from the market. So they figured, we'll just stop it now. But this is a stock that will be largely owned by some very powerful billionaires of a company that has $5 billion a year in sales, re-emerging from bankruptcy, a la US Air, a la Hertz rental car. Like, coming out of it anew, renewed, strong, and as powerful as ever, ready to take on the world. So you don't want to put a U3 halt on that one because that will really, really, really turn heads. Be like, but this is what's supposed to happen. But I don't know if... I'm sure there'll be a pop. If there's like, hey, it's a reemergence and shareholders are getting something, you'll get a pop. I don't know if the squeeze will happen before it converts, but my guess is it'll happen after it converts, after a set period of time when lenders are defaulting on their obligations when borrowers are lending on their default. Borrowers are defaulting on their obligations to their lenders. Yeah. Thomas Mulcairn, is Biden guilty of dodgy money from China through his son? I seriously doubt it. And if he's guilty of dodgy money through China, then Trump, who paid more in taxes in China than he did the United States, is definitely guilty of dodgy money in China. His daughter, who got hundreds of patents and trademarks while he was president in China, that seems shady as fuck, right? So anything that the Republicans accuse Biden of doing as like shady, he wasn't president at the time, right? So if Biden wanted to do things business-wise in China, legally he could do whatever he wanted because he was not president or vice president. He was a private citizen. So yes, he can do all these investments. He did not. His son did. His son definitely capitalized on his dad's name because that's what you do. When you're a child, when you're a scion of a famous family, you capitalize on that name. I totally get it. All the Trump kids did it. The Kushners did it. That's what you do. You capitalize on that name. Now, do you capitalize on that name to somehow give your dad kickbacks? No. Dad doesn't need kickbacks. He has a giant pension. He makes a good living. He's had best-selling books. He's fine. Like, he's able to live in his big houses and be fancy and he never has to worry about anything ever again. And his motivator never really seemed to be like, how can I leverage my being a senator and a vice president and president for my own giant financial gain? That has not really seemed to be much of a motivator because he was never a businessman in the first place. He's done well. Yeah, he's done well. He's done better than you and me, that's for sure. But I don't have any best-selling books, and I don't have a huge pension, nor am I making $400,000 a year as president. But Trump is motivated by the business and did spend his entire presidency enriching himself in huge ways. You know, he claimed that he made a blind trust. He did not make a blind trust. He filed paperwork to have his kids run it, but his kids were also working for the White House at the same time. That's not what a blind trust is. If you've got the nation of Qatar buying $20,000 a day in hotel rooms from your Washington, D.C. hotel while you're president and then not putting anyone in there, they're just paying for the rooms, that is graft. That should have raised a bunch of flags and caused all sorts of investigations. It did not. When you have a president who refuses to release his tax returns in the U.S., he discovered he paid $500 in taxes over like a 5-year period, but was paying over $1.6 million a year in China. That should also raise a bunch of flags. So, you know, anything the Republicans accuse Biden of doing, Trump did orders of magnitude greater. So that's the case where whataboutism can really like turn the heads and go, oh. So I think it's going to backfire on them. G-Font, you may have done it in a recent show and I missed, but how about you rank the Kubrick movies? Again, like it's been so long since I've seen so many of them. I'm going to have to go through a Kubrick binge. I think the last Kubrick movie I saw was probably Eyes Wide Shut, and that was 20-something years ago. So I've not seen The Shining in forever. I've not seen Clockwork Orange in forever. I've not seen Dr. Strangelove in probably 25 or 30 years. It's been a long time. Seaman's Houston, have you looked up TTOO? The hospital I work is pushing sepsis initiatives, which theirs sounds possible, but do they have enough money to make the stock worth buying? I have some calls for them. They have a testing system that's about to get FDA approval. They had some pop the other week. Where were you? Right here. And I probably should have sold my calls then because they were up like 400%. Now they're back even Steven again. This was when they announced that, like, hey, we got this product up for FDA approval. They have like a testing solution for like testing surfaces, see if they've got that crazy, awful fungus in them that are like killing people, weakened immune systems. And so they're waiting for FDA approval now, which should come soon. And if they get that, I think the stock's doing all right. How long have they been below $1? They were at $1.41 in February, 50, 60, 60, 60. They had a super bottom at 11 cents back in May. And some pop recently. But they've been under $1 since February. So they might be facing delisting soon if they don't get theirs above $1. So hopefully get their FDA approval before then. Nice to see that happen. Oh, sorry, I forgot to show the graph. They're up high in 2022, had some big drops, and they fell off a cliff in February, and their bottom was like 11 cents. No, 6 cents was their bottom. And they've been doing well ever since announcing that their FDA approval might come. So, see where it goes. Chiga Shukla. 2 things. Thoughts on Indian Moonlander and latest in LK99. The fact that India landed near the South Pole, they got some cool pictures too. Some cool pictures of the Earth from there, especially. I think it's rad. And I hope their rover finds frozen water. I would rather have India beat China if it came to a nation race for mining the moon. Personally. But, I'd rather have America win in the end. But no, Russia couldn't do it. Russia tried to beat them there, and they smacked their probe into the surface. Never to be heard from again. It is a big deal to land a little robot on another world and have it work and do its thing. So I think it's a huge, huge deal for India. And Japan, because India and Japan have formed a joint venture for researching the moon. And getting there in the end. Because they realized, like, alone they couldn't beat China, but together they've got the tech and the cash to do it. So they've got a joint space program. They're working on that. Since 54, Glitch McConnell at it again. Glitch McConnell. Yeah, he's probably mini strokes. That man, they need to do what they need to do with Feinstein, and just, you are unfit to be in the Senate. They need a 25th Amendment for members of the Senate. You can't have your Strom Thurmonds, your Dianne Feinsteins, and your Mitch McConnells, who their brains are actively deleting the operating system as we speak. Like, they are just disappearing in reformatting into something that's completely different, and they do not have the capacity to do their job. They can't. And if you're going to have their staff do the job, they have a member of their staff run for Senate, right? We should not have people in office who cannot wipe themselves and who don't know where they are or what year it is or what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, the way Mitch McConnell's going about it, he mid-talk, it's like the Hypnotoad walked into the room. He's like, and just freezes. It just loses it. How can you be a leader of the party if that's how you're operating? Not everyone who's in their 80s is like losing their abilities. There are some people who are smart as a whip, still up on it, still reading, still functioning in their 80s. But there are a lot of folks who should not be driving, who should not be flying airplanes, and should not be senators when they get up there in the years. Money over man, talk about termite fields from Australia. They exist. Wasn't someone sent me? Was it you sent me? It sent to me. Someone sent me a video about termite fields. That was in Brazil, the ones they were looking at, and not Australia. But it was like the size. The termite colony was like the size of Great Britain. It was like 60,000 square miles of termite mounds. Some of the termite mounds were 4,000 years old. So these like civilizations of termites have been existing for a long time in that one spot. It's pretty cool looking. McCall saw that kitten again. Yes. Since before Republicans attempt to remove D.A. Willis as DA, Kemp says no. Yeah, you don't want to be like Governor Kemp. You don't want to be mixing with that because then you might be facing federal charges yourself. He's smart enough to be like, I'm out of this one. The legal system will do its thing, and yeah, we're gonna be. Yeah, that's what it seems like happening in Georgia. Since before, the Georgia trial will be streamed on YouTube. That will get a lot of views. Yes, don't see a shade of him. I'm here. Woohoo! Agent Stewart, Doctor Strangelove for the win. Yeehaw! If you haven't seen Doctor Strangelove, by all means, get in there. It was really the first movie to sort of make a commentary on Operation Paperclip. Bringing in these like Nazi scientists to help run our space program and stuff. Like, first real commentary on it. And Peter Sellers is a genius. Citizen 54. House Oversight Democrats asked GOP to subpoena affinity partners Jared Kushner's $3 billion Saudi-backed private equity fund. Jail that stoic idiot. Another thing, like, Jared Kushner has no experience running a hedge fund. None. He's never done it. No experience doing it. He's taken his dad's money and done personal investments with the family money, but he's never done the whole hedge fund thing. He somehow got $3 billion from the Saudis after the Saudi sovereign fund said to MBS, he's like, this guy's know what he's doing. You shouldn't give him any money. And MBS was like, he gave us all sorts of information on Iran that was top secret. We're going to give a bunch of money. That's basically what happened. So they paid for, they gave Trump the Live Golf Tour stops, and they gave Jared Kushner $3 billion for selling top secret information to the Saudis on Iran and probably others as well. Roku 13. How do we stay positive about the stock market when there appears to be so much manipulation with minimal consequences? I mean, the stock market doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. SPY should not be rising at this. We get numbers coming out like, oh, car repos are going up. Household debt is through the roof. Savings are down. The economy is growing at a slower rate than we expected. You know, homes are losing value. Commercial real estate's worth nothing. Still have problems with the supply chain. You know, we've got natural disasters happening in record numbers. Food security around the globe being a problem. Still have World War III on the cusp. Like, there's no reason why the market should still be going up. None. It is the weirdest situation we're sitting in ever. Doesn't make any sense. And it all catches up eventually. It does every single time. We ride a bubble. The bubble goes longer than we feel like it should. And then when it crashes so unbelievably hard. So absolutely out of this world hard. Jay, is there any way BBYQ shares or not DRS get screwed? I doubt it. I don't think DRSing is important on BBYQ. They're not in danger of like being deleted out of existence. The volumes are still really high. They're still being bought like crazy. I think it's okay. Dimitri Maximoff, Star Trek Strange New Worlds is awesome. Are you a Trekkie or a loser who likes Star Wars? No, I've watched all Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Strange New Worlds is fantastic. They did a crossover episode with their cartoon version, which is brilliant. They did a musical, which was weird as heck. But you know what? The songs were way better than most musicals I've ever seen. No, they've done some very, very weird episodes, and I dig it. The one problem is that nobody has the balls in any of the current Star Treks to give us horny Star Trek. Because Star Trek used to be incredibly horny. You'd have like sex planets and accidental shipwide orgies, and you know, like it just isn't as horny as it used to be. And I want somebody to have the stones to make Star Trek horny again. Make Star Trek horny again. MSTHA. Make Star Trek horny again. I mean, the second episode of Next Generation was like a Pleasure Planet episode, right? And then there was like that virus that went through the entire ship in like episode 3, where even Data was like getting it on. Like, make Star Trek horny again, man. No. No. I don't care. I want horny Star Trek. Kid Kitty, generally can't fight in here. This is a war room. So before, Biden is asking the DEA to consider changing cannabis to Schedule 3. Big win for many. It would allow a lot of these pot groups to put money in banks. I walked past a pot shop on First Avenue in Seattle. It was built out of a bank. Let's see if we can find it here. Google Earth. Leave this place. Where are we anyway? I did not notice where we were for this thing. That was in Canada. Way up in Quebec. It's a Frenchie. All right. Go to Seattle. Go to First Avenue South. Go to Soto. Wow. Okay. I'm past the docks. I'm First Avenue South. I am Krispy Kreme. I think I'm past Krispy Kreme. Outdoor research. Pecos Pit. Might be past Pecos Pit. Indoor climbing. There's a bank. A bank. Whistle Workwear. Was I past that? I was not that far. Okay, where's that cannabis place that was made out of a bank? Had a parking lot on both sides. I remember that. Living Computer Museum. Was it by Living Computer Museum? Might have been close to there. Let's take a trip down. All right, Pecos Pit. We're gonna look this way, and that might be it right there. Let's see if that's it. Go forward. Go that way. Go forward. Go. Keep going forward. Go. 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 So there's a pot shop made out of like an old First Interstate bank, and it's called Cannabis. And like you had the opportunity to call it Cannabank, and you didn't. You guys are usually so good at your puns. No, that's not it. Where is it? It was along here somewhere. Tiles for less. Was it past? Is that one? Might be up there. Exit Street View. Go past Starbucks headquarters. So, the Starbucks World Headquarters is one of these giant buildings along here. There it is. Starbucks World Headquarters. Pecos Pit, Computer Museum. I need to flip back around so that I am got my direction straight. Is it there? Come on. And it's a cool old bank, and you call it Cannabank, and I can just imagine that you don't have to worry about like paying one of the other places to store all of your ill-gotten weed money, right? Damn you, where are you, Cannabank? Must be further south than I thought. Big brick building. Oh well, I don't know why. I'm just going off on a tangent here that makes no sense whatsoever. But if you have a cannabis business, this is it. Kemp's Cannabis. There we go. That's the one. I knew it had a parking lot on both sides. Bam. So you could call it Cannabank, and you're not. It just says cannabis on the side. Missed opportunity for the pun. But imagine, like, you are the State Farm Insurance Company taking this little corner, and then the rest of it is a pot shop made out of a bank. Most unserious State Farm office in the entire world. But I bet they have a vault, and I bet they can store all the stuff in there, and they don't have to pay any extra fees for any of these other, like, giant cash storage places that the other cannabis shops have to have in Seattle. When I worked at the Art Institute, first summer I had monkeys. So it was 2016. We're taking a giant walk. We're just taking a walk, going places just through Seattle. And I'm going through downtown, and I'm going by the football stadium. And as I'm going by the football stadium, before me, I can tell, is an absolutely voluptuous, beautiful woman. And if you're not a complete weirdo, your job as a man, when you are behind a beautiful woman, is to just get past them. Just get past the beautiful woman, and that way they don't feel like you're following them and creeping them out in a giant city. Don't be that guy who like keeps walking at the same pace as the one walking alone. Don't be that person. You walk past them, and you just go on with your day. Well, as I'm walking past this beautiful woman, she stops. She's like, "Hey, you teach at the Art Institute?" I'm like, "I do teach at the Art Institute." She's like, "You're the guy with the shirts." I'm like, "I am the guy with the shirts." I'm like, I don't know you. She's like, well, no, I haven't had you for any classes yet, but I just see you around. I was like, oh. And so we chit chat and we're walking along, and we are where I pass her, or as I'm passing her, is back at the football stadium here, Lumen Field, walking past here. And I like to walk past Lumen Field because it's always cool to see what's going on. Sometimes I'd stop and like look in the stadium and whatnot. And you get to like walk past the baseball stadium. And so we end up chit-chatting. We're walking together and asking her what she's majoring in. She's majoring in like fashion design or something. And we're walking along. We get to here. And she's like, well, have a great day. And she hops into Dream Girls. I got to go to work. I'm like, okay, cool. Art student, works as a stripper at Dream Girls. Awesome. Live your life, whatever. I walk maybe another block down First Avenue, and I'm passing a group of ladies, and there's like 3 of them, and they're dressed in like polo shirts with what look like tech badges. And one was like, hey, you work at the Art Institute. I'm like, I do work at the Art Institute. And she's like, I would go there too. I see you around. I recognize your shirts. You know, we get chit-chatting what she's majoring in. She's majoring in like interior design or whatever. And we walk along, and she's telling me that she works for like this company that's going to be the next Apple. They're huge. They're going to be fantastic. Great investment opportunity. I'm thinking it's a tech company, whatever. And then she's like, hey, there's my work right there. And it's a pot shop. I'm like, oh my God. All my students are strippers and or pot dealers. And that was like the first real big walk I took with Monkey through downtown Seattle. Strippers and pot dealers are my students. Yay! Welcome to the 21st and a half century. Okay. Jay, are they waiting for World War III to let the swaps unwind? Dragon, Bitcoin go down. Get BRICS Russian dollar effect on BRICS. I mean, it was down to like 26,000 a day. It's it's kind of. I think things are unsure in the crypto universe at the moment. John C. Shade, I'm an hour and a half behind where the Blue Sky invites get sent. I think you contacted. Oh, you might have been on Twitter when you were contacting me. You might have my email. I'm not sure. Message me through a platform of some kind, and I will get you your Blue Sky invite. Dimitri Maximoff, Horny Star Trek, love it. Exactly. Fish Don't Blink doesn't like it. Aaron Salentine, Houston. The next reverse stock play is ticket number SONN. Everyone, you have 50 minutes to buy one share of it in Robinhood before close. The reverse split is tomorrow. Reverse split loophole. I did not benefit from the reverse split loophole from Robinhood. I think they caught on to it. Houston, have you gone over Rose's appeal? I have not gone over her appeal. I've not seen it yet. If you can link it to me by all means. And Rollingbay, Houston, I dropped off the world for a little bit. Had trouble DRSing my MMTLP shares and haven't circled back. Am I too late? You are not too late. You can still do it. I don't know what broker you use. Call your broker. Tell them specifically that an S1 was filed on July 26th regarding NextBridge saying DRS your shares or else you're not going to get your share dividend. And they will read it. If they have trouble, you can send them the link for the frequently asked questions. And then they should be able to DRS your shares. It should just be a standard position. They just take your paper shares, send to AST with your name and account number attached to it. AST files it. They send you a letter saying, we got it. Now time for you to create an account, and you log in, you create your account. It should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Dragon, I gift watch Bulgaria, my girl guys, for 78K. Great job, Dragon. What is BRICS guys, Argentine and Brazilian is talking about? Well, Brazil's a member of BRICS. Argentina filed to be a member? I know they admitted 6 countries. I can't remember which ones they admitted. BRICS admits 6 countries. Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Argentina, UAE, and Ethiopia will join. Okay, so yeah, Argentina is joining. Argentina is going through a massive inflation crisis. I don't know if you're going through an inflation crisis. I don't know if attaching yourself to other nations going through an inflation crisis is the way to go. You might want to attach yourself to countries not going through an inflation crisis to get some stability in your money. But Argentina is one of the countries that, I mean, they're led by like fascists and dictators and all sorts of stuff for years. And a lot of the finances of the country are unstable because they could not get first world investment for a long time. So, you know, since emerging from dictatorships, they've had some big ups and downs. They went through the 97 financial crisis. They got brutalized, had to take out tons of World Bank and IMF loans. We all know that those IMF and World Bank loans are designed to screw them over. And they've been screwed over by them, big time. But, you know, if you want to go on vacation in Argentina, it is so cheap for an American right now, or a European. Absolutely, just your money will go so far in Argentina. So you can do that. Yeah, but BRICS itself is running to issues like India is cozying up to the United States in a real big way. They know what side of their bread is buttered when it comes to that relationship. And Biden is definitely like massaging Modi's ego. Modi, if you ever read anything about the RSS, Modi, the saying, you know this dude comes from a very, very, very fascist background. He literally wants to murder and in turn every Muslim, all 200 plus million Muslims in India. He wants to kill them all. He wants to genocide them all. But because he controls one of the larger economies in the world and also a billion people, folks have to find themselves kind of catering to Modi while he's still in power. The United States government can't be like, Modi, you're a terrible fascist and you want to commit genocide. Because until he actually pulls the trigger on that, which I think he's going to try to. They built like giant internment camps that are currently sitting empty, just waiting for them to be like, we're going to murder all the Muslims. So in China and India hate each other, right? They despise each other. So you're not going to have much cohesion there. And in India, being able to throw its weight around inside the BRICS itself is really keeping them from having a lot of cohesive nature inside that group. But yeah, things are going to be weird in BRICS. They've got a lot of disparate groups that are genuinely opposed to each other. So we'll see where it goes. Ethan exploring the weed store that used to be a bank is on 4th of Michigan. Thank you. Down more. Thank you. Ethan explorer, hey, let's answer a question an hour out. I'm pretty much caught up today though. Cuba lemonade stand was in North Seattle. Way to go, buddy. So everything for $1, lemonade, popsicle, toys, $1, and then people just started donating tips. Even better. I went past the lemonade stand. I was on a walk with Monkey Butt. I had to take my car to the mechanic, and then I just walked like the 5 miles from the mechanic to my mom's house, go visit her. And I passed by the schools. It was the last day of school. So I'm passing by the schools. I'm walking down one of the streets. All these high school kids are flooding out of the school and everything. And there's this little kid selling lemonade on the side of the road. And all the high school kids are walking past. So I walk up. I'm like, how much lemonade do you have? And he's like, I don't know, 20 cups or something. So I gave him $20. And he's bought lemonade. He's like, just give lemonade to all the kids as they walk by. And made that dude's day. And a bunch of high schoolers who were like too cool for school all of a sudden were like, I'll take lemonade. Whoa. But never pass by a lemonade stand. That should be the rule. And really Q&A news on Sears? None that I've seen. Scott Paul and Dragon. BRICS is a commodity-backed currency proposed by a bunch of nations with sketchy democracies. They want alternatives to U.S. dollar-based trade, but inevitably convert to U.S. dollar after. Exactly. Basically, all these countries want the U.S. dollar, but want to do it in the most complicated way possible. Because none of them want to live in their own countries. They want to live elsewhere, escape from their own countries, and live places that have low risk, luxury, beautiful views, etc. And you need dollars to do that. So they can't ever like get out of dollars. They just want dollars, but with more steps, I guess, than just doing business with the U.S. Scott Paul and commodity-backed currencies do not work during terms of low commodity demand. And if we're in a global recession, that means no demand for what they're selling. Bing. Mark Jackson, Houston. Please analyze Mulham Cove, a prehistoric glacier scar in Yorkshire Dales. Okay. I guess Yorkshire means we're going to be looking at the UK, right? Bing, bing. Mulham Cove, Skipton, UK. All right. Shabam. Okay. So my guess is a glacier was down here and cut all this up. Can we see striations? We can see striations. These striations, the ones kind of going northwest, southeast, look like the glacier scars themselves. Can we see pictures of it from Google Earth? Oh, we can. Bam. All right. There it is. So, this looks like a cliff face, though. That looks igneous, possibly. This rock face does not look like it was created by glaciers itself. I think the top rocks probably were. But you got at least one. Can't see if there's a layer above this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm not sure what this is a boundary layer of some kind. Depends how old that one is. That could be a PT boundary, if you're lucky. It's a cool spot, though. One sunny day a year it probably is here. I wonder what... So that's the cliff face here. That's what we're seeing. So the satellite photo is taken from above it, looking this way. So this is the top of that layer. So you don't see the cliff itself. But this, all these striations, these are definitely from glaciers. You can see it in the rocks up here, the striations. These are all from glaciers. And these are probably pretty ancient rock walls that have been built here. Dry valley. It's a valley, it's dry. There you go. But yeah, these are all very glacial looking. Mulhan Tarn. I mean, during the ice ages, glaciers came really far south. And this is actually isn't that far south. They're still at 50-something degrees north, 54 degrees north. Glaciers love this region. Glaciers made it all the way down into Europe. So there's glaciers across this whole thing. But due to deforestation and exposed rock, there isn't too much weathering that happens from biomass, from trees and stuff. So that stuff really stands out. But these valleys were probably all carved from glaciers. Be my guess that every single one of these valleys is there because of a glacier, not necessarily like the drainage system. Probably glaciers themselves. This is a really cool collection of valleys in here. Collie Spout. That's neat looking. Huh. That looks a lot like Eastern Washington. Has lots of little tiny valleys like this in the desert. I've always wanted to take a fancy car through the Lake District, just because they do it a lot in Top Gear. But I don't know what to add to that. Glaciers grind down rock, make lines. There you go. I don't know how much help that is. I'll look it up more. Anxiety Lord, Ethan's right. It is a different bank and weed store, though. It's called The Reef. It's a huge round bank weed store. Oh. Houston, did you see this? Aaron Santin, he did update in China's map. They drew that they have ownership to Russia, India territory, with like 10 whole countries. China is lucky. Russia is busy messing with everyone else. I like personally, I would not doubt. Oops, I want to still be on this. So after World War II, right? Or pre-World War II, Japan took over a giant chunk of China, right? They colonized China. They were enslaving people. They were treating the Chinese really horribly. After World War II, with Japan weakened, Russia, Soviet Union used it as an opportunity to scoop a whole bunch of Manchuria. So they took this huge chunk of Manchuria here that had traditionally been Russia, or traditionally been China. And there's a bunch of resources in here. There's beautiful locales. There's lots of coastline, all sorts of stuff China could use. I would not doubt if we see, if when Russia falls, if China takes this, if Putin falls. So if Putin falls, I wouldn't doubt to see China expand into Manchuria and take this huge chunk right here. There's the area in India that's been disputed. These disputed borders here, where all these weird lines, these red lines are. India claims it. China claims it. They had a stick battle where the soldiers all had big sticks and they just beat each other and they beat the Chinese back. So India claimed that round. But this whole region is, Kashmir wants to be independent / part of Pakistan because they're mostly Muslim. And India's like, nope. The Mughal Empire took it. It's ours. And there's constant fighting in there. But all these red lines are all border disputes. Nobody can agree on anything through here. And the problem is that these border disputes, they incorporate a bunch of resources. Gemstones, metals, you name it. Probably lithium and stuff like that. But they're really hard to get to and they're hard to keep staffed. So the border disputes are really hard to fight over because there aren't roads, low oxygen, hard to get to. So you have like little groups of soldiers go and they just whack each other with sticks and they run across the border again. And that's just kind of what they do. But yeah, so it's like a firm fixed border is just not happening. Like, what is this here? There's like no towns in it. There's no towns here. There's nothing. No people, no towns. You don't know who has it. You don't know who controls it. It's just a disputed region from afar. Like, whatever. And then like where you have it bordering Xinjiang here in China, large chunk of the Gobi Desert, not very populated, full of Uyghurs, Muslims who don't have much power in the Chinese government as it is. So but you do have a lot of resources. There's just tons of resources in the region. They're all very weird. Okay. Thanks, Lord, to answer your question from Tuesday. I'm back in Guam, back for 3 weeks, but I'm doing Kids Up Naval Station. That's a big job. Kids Up Naval Station is a big job. Okay. I'm at the end, but PG Sunday gave me some coordinates, so we will go there real quick. Where are we going, PG Sunday? 27 South, 109 West. We are on an island. We're at airport on an island. No. Oahu. Oh, we in Easter Island? Is that where we are? Yeah, Rapa Nui. Okay, so we're at the giant heads in Easter Island. There we go. We can do some pictures of that, right? Giant heads. Heed, move, new. Oh, these are the ones with their bodies exposed. A lot of the heads in Easter Island, you dig down and they actually have bodies attached to them. Just the heads are sticking above the ground. So there you go. I would love to go to Rapa Nui one of these days. That's a culture that completely collapsed due to deforestation. So don't cut all your forests down. Oh man, one more good question. Oh wait, today, Houston, I work with a guy that believes that every fibrous being in the world is 6,000 years old. I didn't argue present evidence or reason with him. I just listened in stoic disbelief. Yeah. There are trees older than 6,000 years old. Like, we know how dendrochronology works. You cut down a tree, you count its rings, that's how old it is. We can drill into these old trees and we can pull out cores and we go, oh yeah, it's this old. Then we put the core back and the tree will keep growing. Yeah, there are trees older than 6,000 years old. So, that's right, I have siblings that think they're 6,000 years old. Okay, everyone, I gotta get going. Thank you so much for the lovely show. Message me, and I'll start sending out Blue Sky codes tonight. If you message me, if you are one of the winners here. And awesome. Take care. Take care of each other. Have a good one. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. All right. One of this.